I've got sunshine in my pocket. I'm just right here in my zone. I've got Sade in my tape deck. I'm just moving right along. All these haters really love me. They just pretend that they don't. 'Cause I've got sunshine in my pocket.
Hey guys, Evan here with Influence Vapor, here with a hardware review. We're going to be looking at a really interesting series box. We're going to be looking today at the Chronic Drippers 3-in-1 box. Now this is called the 3-in-1 box because you can run this in single 18650 mode, you can run this with two atomizers on top in parallel mode, and you can also run this like I've been running it in series mode. Now, the thing is, I can't see too many people running this with two atomizers on top, but that is an option. They do make a drip tip that fits onto both of your 22 millimeter RDAs. They do make another button that more adequately will kind of make it so you can run this in single 18650 mode for one atomizer, and then like I have it set up, you can run it in series dual 18650 mode. This is a hybrid box, so you're going to need a hybrid compatible atomizer, all that sort of thing. I'm running this with in series mode with a dual coil. It's dual 9-wrap fused Claptons, 26 gauge dual cores, Clapton with 32 gauge Nichrome 60 from Humblewick. So yeah, it's performing pretty well. I've liked it so far. I've borrowed this box. It is not mine to keep. I wish it was, but it's not. So this will be what we're looking at today, guys. And let me go ahead and give you a little vapor production, and so you can see how it performs with this build I've got in there. And then we'll go down close. We'll tear it right apart, put it back together, and then come up top again, talk about some pros, some cons, and we'll vape on it again. So here it is. So as you can see, in series, nice and powerful. Nice, good clouds, especially with this build. Good flavor, good clouds. But before we get too far into it, let's go down, tear it apart, take a look at the internals, and then we'll come back up, talk about some pros and cons, vape on it, and we will talk about it a little more. Okay guys, so here we are up close with the Chronic Drippers 3-in-1 series box. The thing about this box is it is first and foremost a hybrid box, as you can see here. Now, as I said before, don't mind the little nicks and the little scuffs and things like that. This is a used box that I did borrow from the makers of the box itself. So they've been kind enough to let me borrow this box for this review. So the little scuffs and things like that will not be present in a new version, a new model. A new unit that you buy. So just to go ahead and disregard those. As you can see right here on the front of the box, we've got a really nice laser etched logo. It looks like a little tornado there. It says Chronic Drippers 3-in-1. I've got serial number 27. As you can see here as well, we've got 4 little vent holes. As I said before, the venting is an issue with this box because it is series. The vent holes are a little small, but they do allow adequate venting. Just in my personal preference, I would like them to be a little larger, but they do allow airflow, they do allow heat dissipation, and they do allow enough for venting. The only thing I can say with that is because this is a series box and the majority of you will probably be using this in series mode, it would have been nice to have seen one set of vent holes down here, because as we all know, batteries usually vent from the positive end, and with a series box you'll have a positive end here and a positive end here. So it would have been cool to see one set of vent holes down on this end, but regardless, that's just my personal preference. It does allow adequate venting. So this is the one side. We've got the nice logo there. Up top here we've got the hybrid connection, and we've got the copper plug here. So as I described in the video, you can run 2 atomizers on this in parallel mode. All you do is take this plug out with a Phillips or with a standard head screwdriver, and sorry, I got some juice on the top here. And yeah, and that will allow you to run a dual atomizer. And if you head over to their Facebook, you can ask questions about that. I'm not going to really be reviewing it for that style of vaping. It's not really anything more than to say you can do it. You know, it's illegal in cloud competitions and things like that. But you can do that. You can run dual atomizers, and they do make a custom drip tip that will connect both the atomizers together. So on this side, we've got the battery door. We'll look at that in a minute. And on the bottom, we've got your battery connections where you tighten up your batteries once they're inside. On this side, we've got the button, which is a custom button. It's nothing that I've seen before, except on some other custom style boxes. So here we've got the battery door. It is held secure with a neodymium magnet. So you can see here, these magnets, when you slide the battery door on, it snaps into place, and those magnets hold pretty secure. There is a little bit of play in the door itself. Not a big deal. Personally, for me, I would like to have seen that machined maybe a millimeter bigger, or the battery door a millimeter smaller, so there was not that play there. But regardless, that's a personal thing for me. It does not at all affect the operation or the aesthetics. As you can see here, these little scuffs, those won't be present in the models that you see for retail. So this battery door seems to be made out of aluminum or stainless steel, and it does slide in there really nice and snaps into. The magnets is really strong. It's not going to go anywhere. So right now we'll set this battery door aside, and we'll look at the internals here. So as you can see, this copper plug at the top acts as your ground when you're running this in series mode, which is how I have it set up right now. We've got our machined in battery sled, none of that 3D printed stuff, none of that plastic or Delrin battery sled. It's all machined right into the box itself. I'm not sure if this is billet construction. It does not look to be, as you can see the machining marks here. It looks like this was pre-machined and then machined again. So I don't think this is billet construction. But that really is nothing big. But I do not think this is a billet constructed box. So if you're going to run that in dual atomizer mode, you can go ahead and pull that copper plug. I'm not going to do that in this video. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just unscrew it with a standard head screwdriver, and you can screw two atomizers into the top. Both have to be hybrid compatible. We'll obviously talk more about that in the FaceTime version. But here you got a Delrin piece that covers your contact plates, so we'll pull that out. The Delrin on this is machined pretty well. No machine marks to speak of. That's a little scuff from use. But yeah, so that covers your contact plates. We'll go ahead and set that aside. And down on the inside here, we've got kind of the entire operation of the box. The way this works is we've got the two contact plates here separated by a piece of Delrin, and let me go ahead and remove these. And this is, like I said, a fully mechanical box, so everything comes out for cleaning. So it's pretty simple setup here. Essentially what we've got is these two contact plates. You can see one is bored out larger and then threaded on one side. The opposite one is bored out on the opposite side and threaded. The Delrin in the middle is threaded. Yeah, we've got that, and two nice big brass screws to make your battery connections. And the way this works is these two contact plates will sit in the bottom, and the brass screws will make your connections to your battery. And then the button comes in, hits both contact plates, and completes the circuit. So I'm not going to take this apart. It's pretty, again, self-explanatory. You just want to make sure these are lined up opposite one another. And it's pretty also self-explanatory because it will only fit into the back construction of the box if it is set up correctly, because it's rounded, as you can see, on the one side, and it's square on the other. And then these screws just screw up into your battery to make the connection, and you get them nice and snug, and you're ready to vape. So let's go ahead and set that little assembly aside. So in the bottom here, you can see we've got our button housing, and we've got another little Delrin piece. This also will pop out. See if I can get that out for you. But this pops out, and you can So you just kind of push on it. And it does pop out. I've had it out before to clean it. Let me see. Here we go. If I can get that to pop out again. But this all does come apart, so you can clean every little nook and cranny in there. But when you pop that out, you're going to have to turn it so this side rotates over your battery sled, and then it will pull straight out. I'm not going to really screw around with it too much. It's pretty self-explanatory if you know your way around puzzles or any, but you can see it starts to pop out there. See if I can't get it. It might come out easier when the button assembly is out. And we have just as simple, as you can see in there, the copper contact for the button just comes in, completes your circuit with those two copper plates. And this button as well, the brass housing, pulls right out. The button is magnetic. So we'll go ahead and pull that out, and you can see here we've got our magnet right there. So we've got two, I'm pretty sure these are neodymium magnets. I don't think they're anything hugely spectacular, but they do the job very well. So let's go ahead and set these aside. And it's just a simple magnetic button. This button, they do have another copper option for the button when you're running this in parallel for two atomizers. You can also run this with a single battery inside for a single atomizer. There is no option for parallel single atomizer parallel performance. But as I said before, I can't see too many people running this in dual atomizer mode. So we're going to look at it in series mode. So this is the button you'll use for series mode. And like I said, it just, sorry about the background noise there. I've got somebody calling me. But yeah, so this will run it in series mode. And so yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Delrin button, the magnet's glued right on there, and your copper contact is there to complete the connection. So let's set that aside. And here's your nice brass. I'm not sure if it's naval brass or what sort of brass it is, but it's pretty nice and machined. It's nice threading, pretty smooth threads and all that, so that just screws on. And now let's try to get this little Delrin piece out of the bottom. Now that there we go. So the contact for the button was in the way. And then when that pops up, you just rock it forward like this and then pull it out. And you can clean all the little parts. And this, like I said, fully mechanical, so it comes completely apart down to nothing. And you can go ahead and clean it, clean all your contacts, clean all your little crevices, and make sure performance stays top notch. And when you put this back in, you'll just go ahead and you'll drop it right in here. You want it to fit like this, obviously. So you're going to go ahead and just put this back right in like that, and then rock it forward and push it down. And it will pop right back in there, easy as pie. And then from there, you're just going to go ahead and take your magnets, make sure they're opposing, and go ahead and slide those together. Like I said, make sure they're opposing. You're going to take your button, set your button right back in there, drop your housing on top of it, and screw that in. And good threading on there. So yeah, so that will complete your button assembly. And then you'll just go ahead and drop your contact plate right there back in the bottom. And I want to show you one thing before I complete this construction, putting it back together. You'll see the Delrin plate in there. There is a caveat with the button itself. You have to, as you can see in there, the threading, the Delrin is threaded, so it's not completely flush. When I screw these in to complete my battery connection, it's not going to be completely flush. The reason for that is that will bend this Delrin piece a little bit in the middle, and the button has some trouble sometimes making the connection. But that's easily fixed if you go ahead and stagger this Delrin piece between your two contact plates when you tighten your batteries in. That will warp this Delrin just enough to pull it in from this side and allow both the contact plates to protrude on the button side, so that the button will easily be able to make a connection. Now if you just screw these down so they're flat and all nice and flush and stacked, the button doesn't, you kind of have to push it funny in order to make that connection perfectly. So you're going to want that to be a little slanted when you reassemble your contact plates, just for that reason. It took me a little bit. I spent about a day with this box trying to figure out why the button wouldn't fire every time, and that was why. It's not a huge deal. Yeah, so we'll talk about that and the pros and cons at the end of the video. But it's an easy fix if you just go ahead and make sure that these don't stack perfectly, that you have your little Delrin insulator between the contact plates at a slight angle. Yeah, so once you get that just dropped in the bottom, you're ready to just go ahead and put your beauty plate back on there to cover your contacts. And the door slides back on. And we are in business. And from there, you just insert your batteries. I'm just going to grab 2 random batteries. These are not a married pair, but I'm going to grab them just for this. So you're going to want your positive side down on this side, and you're going to want the positive side up on whatever side you choose to place your atomizer. And then from there, you'll just take your standard head screwdriver, and you'll go in from the bottom, and you will just go ahead and screw in the contacts until they're snug. Don't over tighten them. You don't want to ruin your batteries at all. Yep, and from there, batteries are nice and snug. You can go ahead and slide up your battery door till it pops into place, and we are in series vaping business. So yeah, guys, that's the Chronic Drippers series box up close. I hope that was a little helpful, and just remember, with the button, you're going to want that contact plate in there. You're going to want the Delrin insulator between them to be just at a slight angle, so when it is tightened down, when you put your batteries in there, it warps it a little and pulls it away from the button. Other than that, guys, that's about all there is to this box. It is a hybrid connection on the top, so you're going to want to make sure that whatever atomizer you choose to use with this has a protruding copper or whatever center pin. I've been using my nice big 30mm Cloud Chasers Incorporated Centurion, also available from the same company that produces this box. This sits nice and flush, and it looks beautiful on top. But that does, as you can see, have the nice protruding center pin. I've got some other ones over here that also have the Derringer here, nice and protruding. A lot of people have said that the Freak Show is not compatible with hybrid, but if you look to the side there, it actually is compatible with hybrid connections. It just does not have the adjustable center pin, but it protrudes quite far, and it will allow you to use it on a hybrid connection. Now, an example of one you do not want to use with this box would be the MCV Philippines Atomic. It is slightly adjustable, but as you can see, it's right there on the flush with the 510 connection. Another example would be the Kanger Sub-Tank. It protrudes, and you might get away with it. I wouldn't try it. Do not use things like your Atlantis Sub-Tank or anything else that does not have a fully protruding, obvious center pin. But anyway, guys, that's up close with the Chronic Drippers 3-in-1 box. Thanks for watching this part of the video. I hope it was helpful, and we'll go back up top now and adjust. We'll talk about some pros and cons and vape on it. Okay, guys, so that was the Chronic Drippers 3-in-1 box up close. Yeah, so a few pros and cons. One, the button. When I received this and when I started vaping on it at first, the button was a little kind of finicky and fidgety. You needed to get in there, and like I said, you needed to kind of put your contact plates together a certain way in order to get the button to fire every time without a really hard firm press or pressing it at an angle. Now, that was an easy fix. If you know your way around a mechanical box, you would have gotten it as well. So it's more of a subjective con. This is not a box for a beginning vapor. This is not something that as your first mechanical box or as your first box mod or as your first mod in general, you're not going to want to pick this box up. This is for more of the advanced style vapor, someone who's been vaping for a long time and who's just looking for something. Maybe you're looking for a good series box, maybe you're looking for something like that. Now, as the aesthetics go, it's a very, very good looking box. As you can see, it's rounded on the one side and flat on the other. It fits super nice in the hand. You can fire it with your pinky. And it's just, it fits really nice in the hand. It's really easy to hold. It is nice and substantial. It is pretty heavy. It looks to be constructed from aluminum. So yeah, it is really nice to hold. It feels really substantial in the hand. It feels like it's good quality. So I do like it for that reason. So one of the cons is the button and the way it contacts the plates. Like I said, as long as you follow my advice in the up close, that's really easy to get around. Really not too many other cons with this box, guys. It is fully mechanical, so it's super easy to take apart and clean, super easy to put back together. The performance is awesome. Hardly any voltage drop. I didn't voltage drop test this box because it is series and it's not going to matter quite as much as your single 18650 tube mechs. So I didn't do a voltage drop test on this box, but it doesn't really matter. You're pushing 4.2 volts each battery, so you're pushing 8.4 volts with two fully charged 18650s. So you're not going to really need to worry about voltage drop. Not only that, you're not going to be able to walk into any reputable cloud competition with a series box anyway. You're going to be restricted most likely to a single 18650 tube. But you know, apart from that, this is an all-around nice box. Now, this does retail. Suggested retail price for this box is $249.99. So it is suggested to be retailed at $250. Right now, for the holidays, it is available from the shop that carries this and online. You can message them on their Facebook, and they'll get you taken care of via PayPal or whatever payment method they choose to use. They've told me when I went in there, they told me that they would do that. I don't know if it's because of this video, but regardless, they will take care of you through their Facebook and through PayPal, and however they choose to do that. They will take care of you online if you want to order this box, but from the shop, normal retail price is $249. But if you jump on it, when you see this video, go over to their Facebook. There'll be a link down below in the description. You can pick this up for $125 plus shipping. So, you know, right now, it's not so much of a hit to the pocket, but normally this is definitely something that you want to think about the investment. You want to make sure you're in the market for a really, you know, nicely machined series box. Now, as the market goes, there's series boxes that have just come out now. I will be reviewing the Noisy Cricket soon. You know, you've got boxes like that. However, the mechanics, the internals, the machining of this box justify, in my opinion, the price. It was custom designed and custom machined by the owners of this shop. You're not going to find this box just anywhere. It's going to be something that when you have it, you want to hold on to it. It's not something that's mass produced. It is a custom box, limited quantities, all that sort of thing. So when you drop the $249, you're getting something unique. You're getting something you know, not necessarily personalized, but you're getting something that not everybody can get their hands on. So when you look at it from that perspective, it is worth the $249. Now, if I had this and I owned this box and I wasn't just borrowing it and it was stolen out of my car or something happened to it, would I go out and get another one? If I had the money, I definitely would. It's definitely something that I would like to have in my pocket. Definitely something that I would vape on a daily basis. I really enjoy being able to use, and as you can see, a 30mm RDA sits on there, very little overhang, and it looks just awesome. And pretty much, you know, any hybrid compatible atomizer is going to sit nicely on the top, but this is just an awesome setup. And like I said, with the, you know, dual fused Clapton 9 wraps each in there, it pumps out the flavor, it pumps out the vapor. With the series, this, you know, the battery setup in series in there. So it's just, in my opinion, it's worth the $249. And right now, jump on it if you want it for $125, because it's definitely worth $125. All custom designed, all precision custom CNC machined. Definitely a beautiful box. And it's all USA made. And that's another cool thing. It's not sent over here from the Netherlands or the Philippines. It's all designed and made right here in the good old US of A. So let's vape on it, see how she does, and then we will, I think, call it a day. So yeah, this thing is a performer in series, obviously. Fires these coils with no problem. and it's just it just pumps out the flavor with these coils, pumps out the vapor. Definitely something I would recommend, guys. For a custom made box, I definitely give this 2 thumbs up. Fully mechanical series, all around awesome box. The Chronic Drippers 3-in-1 box. Available from the Vape Shop in Missoula, Montana, as well as Logan, Utah. Also available from their Facebook. Shoot them a message. They'll get you one sent over online. I'll have a link, like I said, in the description. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Evan with Influence Vapor, and I hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, definitely go out and pick one up if you're in the market for a really well-machined series box.